China hits back at US with tariffs on $50 billion worth of goods. Is this the beginning of a new trade war? Let's check it out. On Tuesday, President Trump threatened to slap tariffs on $50 billion worth of imports from China, spanning across 1,300 industries. Now, this really left everyone bewildered. Why would Trump want to fuck with China? She doesn't even look like his daughters. And this is in direct opposition not only to what the last three administrations were trying to do by painstakingly negotiating deals with China to open up her economy, but in opposition to common sense. And if you're thinking, well, how painful would it be to be slapped by those tariffs? I mean, he has those tiny little baby hands. Well, think about it. It's 25% of taxation on some goods, among others, medical tools, medicine, and chemicals. Medicine and chemicals. This will really force all Chinese drug dealers to hunt for more rhino. And the list doesn't include products like shoes, clothing, and smartphones. Do you want to know why? Well, because the Trump administration doesn't want to face consumer backlash. You understand, America? Trump really cares about you. He cares about everyone. He cares about American kids. He wants American kids to be happy with their new iPhones. And he wants Chinese kids to be happily employed and chained in factories where they produce those same iPhones, so that Americans have cheaper iPhones and the kids have more cash for tattoos and the Chinese kids are employed and, everyone's happy. And Trump also cares about his 2020 campaign, right? So think about it, if Americans don't have enough cheap smartphones and tablets and laptops, where is he going to steal all of that social media information from? And all of that happened because of a growing trade deficit. It's been specifically growing since the beginning of the year and expanding more and more. And Trump now wants to cut the gap by $100 billion, which, if you run the math, is just about enough to build that wall. And he'll have a little left to pay like 10 more porn stars. And American companies have until the 22nd of May to object to that decision. That's almost 2 months. Just enough for those three companies run by mentally challenged people to figure it out and make that mistake. Now, other than malice and greed, here are some other economic reasons. Let me show you this video that might explain or provide some explanation for the decision by the U.S. government.
But Trump is also taking aim at tech.
We have a tremendous intellectual property theft situation going on.
But what does he mean by that? He's talking about something the White House calls forced tech transfer, meaning Chinese policies to get American companies to share know-how and data in return for access to China's massive market.
All right, let me explain this actually with one simple example. So Tesla is selling cars worldwide, including to China. Actually, last year, 17% of their revenue was from China. Now they have two options. They can either ship the cars there, or if they want to avoid steep tariffs, they can actually follow the guidelines by the Chinese government and build a company locally. But if they do that, they have to create a joint venture with a local company. Those are the regulations. And that company will employ Chinese people who will steal the know-how. In other words, Trump is saying that the Chinese people will steal intellect from the Americans. Let me repeat that. So the Chinese will steal intelligence from Trump. All right, the Chinese, who are the best at math in the world, who have an alphabet of over 3,000 characters. These motherfuckers eating rice with chopsticks. Do you know how mentally strenuous this is? Trump is thinking they will steal intelligence from him. There's nothing left there anyway. Now, obviously, this led to retaliation from China. And not only this, but they actually matched it with equal tariffs. Over $50 billion of U.S. goods imported to China, including cars, planes, and soy. Now, where is this going to end? What's going to happen next? I don't know. I can just quote the words of the Chinese president, President Xi Jinping, who said, "Nobody should expect China to swallow bitter fruit." Sweet and sour, yes, but bitter, no. Just sweet and sour fruit. If you enjoyed this, just subscribe, people. We're living in a trade war. There are no tariffs here. Just do it. 谢谢。